Good morning, Facebook family and friends, and my faithful, loyal YouTube subscribers. Today it is Monday. What is today's date? It's the 9th. So today is Monday, May 9th, 2016. And yesterday was Mother's Day. I did not get a chance to see my mother yesterday because she was busy. She works some Sundays with a friend of mine helping out his disabled mother. So my mother was at Greg's house yesterday, so I didn't get the chance to see her yesterday. And I think she's going to be there today, if I'm correct, because Greg is out of town on vacation. So I probably won't see her until later on in the week. But I wanted to share a story. I've discussed my criminal behavior. I did so many videos about it. It's kind of surprising to me that some people think that they can use my past criminal behavior against me when I've been very open about things I've done in the past. I did video after video after video after video, and people act like, I guess they feel like the minute they get mad at me, they bring up my criminal record. And I think, did you go look at my YouTube channel and get all the dirt? If you really want to know the truth, I told the dirt on my damn self. But years ago, in my early 20s, I had a friend of mine who did not know what I was doing for a living. And we were very close friends. He didn't know that I was out doing criminal behavior. And once he found this out, he took it upon himself to contact my mother and let her know what was going on. Now, at that time, I was very angry about this with this individual because I felt that he violated my trust, and he exposed my situation to my mother, who didn't know what I was doing and may have had some suspicions about what was going on. When I look back on it, that individual saved my life from so many different things. This individual is deceased now. He died back in the 90s. But we were very close, and we were very good friends, almost close to dating. And he got to know my family very well, got to know me, got to know my mother. And my mother would sometimes, my mother was very religious. She would sometimes reach out to him. My mother would reach out to all my friends and pray for them and all kinds of stuff. And so one day, he found out what I was doing. I mean, it wasn't for me. He found out for someone else. He confronted me about it, and I told him it was true. And this just didn't sit well with him because he realized that I was going down a very dangerous path that was going to do a whole lot of harm to myself. I was young, stupid. 18, 19 years of age, and thought I knew every damn thing. So for him to reach out to my mother and then expose my little secret, which she kind of knew any damn way. He just confirmed it. I remember that was a very tough period because literally my mother called me and said, you got 30 minutes to get over here to this house. I'm calling the police and having all y'all locked up over there. And I take that back. She didn't call me until she called the individual I was staying with. She called that number, whoever answered that phone. And she threatened everybody in that house. And then I was staying up at Cobb County. I'll never forget this. And they told me to get out and go home immediately. My mother knew that address. She knew everything. So I had to race around 285 to get to my mother to sit down and talk with her. Now, guys, at this point, had I listened to my mother, I would not have had a criminal record. Because things were just getting started, and I should have stopped. And if I had listened to my mother, who definitely loved her children, my mother had a tough way of dealing with things. I would consider it tough love. So that was not a good day that day. We kind of went at it. But when I look back on that experience of the individual exposing my secret to my mother, of all people, my mother confronting me about this, my friends kicking me out the house. If things had aligned right that day or that period, if I hadn't been just such a hard-headed individual, I could have stopped all that foolishness right then and there, because I hadn't gotten that far deeply into it. And at that point, the guys I was dealing with didn't want anything else to do with me. I was on my own, because they were afraid that my mother was going to, these guys from out of Detroit, somebody threatening you like that. They were like, "Oh no, Walter, you can't come back over here." I was officially banned from going to their residence. So I had to figure this stuff out on my own. Me and my buddy Robert, who fell out with them too. So me and Robert decided, well, we're going to strike out on our own and do our own thing, which was the most stupidest thing I could ever did in my entire life. Robert's deceased too now. It's interesting because a lot of y'all don't understand the vast majority of my friends that I met at 18 and 19 years of age, they all died of AIDS. By the time I was 25 years of age, everyone I knew in Atlanta had died from AIDS. Everybody. So there were very few people from that period of time in my life that are alive today. Very few. Maybe one or two, just a very small amount of people have survived that era that I'm still close with. But I look back on that situation with my mother, and there were so many times my mother tried to save her son. And it was complicated. I'm grateful to have had a mother who loved me, because even after I got in trouble, went to prison, my mother came to visit me every weekend. Every weekend, my mother was there. Nobody else came, but my mother came there every weekend like clockwork. Even when I was transferred to the prison in Macon, Georgia, my mother would make that drive every weekend to come visit me. I don't know. You can't, I kind of consider it this way. If things had not happened the way they did happen, I probably wouldn't be here right now doing these YouTube videos and discussing some of the stuff that took place in my life. I probably would have gone to college and been doing some other things with my life. But I've experienced the bad side of life. I know what it's like to be wanted by the police. I know what it's like to be running from the police. I know what it's like to serve time in prison. I know what it's like to be a convicted felon. I know what it's like to have lived a life of crime. And I try to persuade so many people to take a different route. A lot of people don't understand me. In the gay community, I'm really considered an outcast because I don't quite fit in with the mold that these guys have created. No, guys, I've been there, done that. And I'm trying to save you guys from the same problems I've had. I know so many guys who are in jail right now, and I pleaded with them to take a chill pill and stop what they were doing and do other things with their lives. But unfortunately, they too had to learn the hard way about crime doesn't pay what you think it does. I have a friend now who's in jail. He's facing possibly 10 years in prison. He's been in and out of jail for the past few years. He's only 25, 26 years of age, and it's just ridiculous, the crime that he was doing. He just wouldn't stop. And now he's ringing his phone off the hook. But I think sometimes people have to walk down that path and mature. I had to grow up and mature. And I still made some mistakes along the way. I've had some issues over the years that I regret. And I don't necessarily regret. There's things happen that sometimes you really wish wouldn't have happened. But I'm grateful that I've had a mother who cared enough about me to. Me and my mother get along great now. We've gotten through some very serious issues over the years between her and I. From accepting my sexuality to my criminal behavior, just all kinds of stuff that me and my mother went through. You would think that would cause severe damage between a son and a mother and her son. But I think we were probably very close. We talked every single day, 3, 4, and 5 times a day. That phone ring, I was like, I said, "Mama again," which I don't mind. I stop what I do and talk to my mother because I'm at a point in my life that I understand my mother's not going to be there every day. That one day, she's not going to be there. So I've got to love and cherish her while I can. So I was trying to reach out to her yesterday, and she was over with Greg, so I'm going to take her to dinner this week. My mother was a Jehovah's Witness, so she really doesn't believe in Mother's Day, even though she's not a witness anymore. But we're going to spend some time together this week. I've been trying to get her to take a vacation with me, but she hasn't been very receptive to that. She's never been to Miami, and I really wanted to take her down there. Well, she's been to Miami, but she never really went to the Miami I want to take her to. I wanted to take her over to South Beach and put her up in one of these nice hotels for the weekend and just let her enjoy room service. And if she can get out to the beach, my mother has problems with her hips, and so she's a walker now, and a cane. So my mother's 70 something. She's, my mother touched. I have to sometimes say, "Mama, how old are you?" Because I get confused. Well, I'm 46. I'd have to do the math again. But she's close to 70 or over 70, to 70. She's somewhere in that range. So, this was my Mother's Day video to Alberta Hamilton. So I'm just grateful to have had a mother. I've read so many posts. So many people didn't have close relationships with their mother. Some people don't even know their mothers at all. So I'm very grateful to have a mother who accepted me for flaws and all. Lord knows I am not a perfect person. Anyway, if you like my videos, share them with family members and friends. Don't forget to click like and subscribe to my channel. And I'm out of here.